I'm working 9 to 5, this 9 to 5 don't work for me. I gotta find my way about this, ain't how it's supposed to be. Feel like I'm settling for less, that's why I gotta leave. They may not understand it, it's not for them to see. Cause it's my vision and it's not yours, no. And you won't get it until reverse rolls around and around. I put my dreams on hold, you tell me how that sound. I wish my dreams could pay cause I work for right now. Ain't had nobody yesterday gon' hold me down. Voila.
Hey everybody. We're super excited because this lovely weather always likes to make me have some fun and with these technical difficulties. So I'm really appreciative for all of y'all being patient. We were supposed to start at 12 o'clock. It's 12:10. So that's okay. That's okay. But we're really excited to have our wonderful guest on today. If you did not know, we are located here inside the Cameron Ironworks building off of 711 Milby Street. The Cargo Ladies Pink Couch, as you can see. I'm wearing my Astros gear. You can get your gear downstairs at the Cargo Vintage Houston location downstairs. This will be available. So I'm just sporting it today. But before we get started, before we get to our wonderful guest, Sarah Bobby, who's a tattoo artist located inside this building, we are going to also talk about some of the things that are going on this month. It is November 1st. Tomorrow is Dia de los Muertos Day to celebrate for the Day of the Dead. But we have some wonderful events going on with our wonderful people that are also a part of this location. So Shop Local Market is actually going to be hosting an event out in the Houston area, out in West Houston Institute. They're going to be doing a showcase and market out there. Tomorrow, it's actually going to be tomorrow between 4 to 9. So you're definitely going to want to check that out if you're in that area. It's off of a 2811 Hayes Street, and I'm going to pull up the flyer so you guys can see it. So yeah, there it is right there. So yeah, check it out. I'll be out there. It'll be a wonderful event, small businesses, and it's a great community college out there if you're not familiar with West Houston Institute. Also, other events that are going on this weekend or this week. Well, no, this weekend. So another big event going on this weekend down at the Navigation Esplanade is Sweet Like Bandusa event, which is happening November 5th. Definitely, y'all, Miradella or Gabby with Miradella does some amazing work with those events. It's always so much fun. We always have a good time when we go out there. Another thing that's going on this weekend that I can't forget is my birthday. Y'all, I will be turning 40 this weekend, this Sunday. So that'll be a treat for me. I don't know how I'm going to celebrate. I'm kind of like, I don't want to spend any money. I don't want to do anything crazy. I just kind of want to chill and just do whatever I want to do and kind of just let it flow. I don't want to like force anything. So that will be going on this weekend. And then just a sneak peek for what's going on next weekend. So next weekend, Las Delicias Mexicanas is opening up their third location out in the Cypress area, and they're gonna be having their grand open going on from 10 to 8. I'll be talking more about that through this month because we're gonna have a couple more episodes. But just wanted to let y'all know about that we um, before we get going with these episodes. I just want to give y'all a heads up, I guess you could say. I'm really excited about that. And what else is going on? Let me look at my notes. Also, this weekend is also the Northside Art Festival or Northside Art um, Market that is usually every weekend at the Houston Farmers Market. So if you're not aware or if you're unfamiliar with that, you definitely want to check that out as well. And I usually share these events also on my stories on Instagram as well. So hopefully y'all will check those out when y'all get a chance. But no more further ado, we're going to go ahead and bring our wonderful guest on, Sarah Bobby. Like I said, she's located here in the Cameron Ironworks building. So come on, Sarah, come on down. As I like to say, around, I got a spot right here for you on the couch.
Hi, y'all.
So say hi, everybody. If you have any questions or just comments that you want to share with her, please do so. We are going to be able to see those questions and comments. If you're coming in from YouTube, Instagram, or Facebook, we'll be able to see those questions. And let me make sure this questions up for Instagram just in case we got anybody coming through. We can see them here. So I'll go back and forth. But
Yeah.
we do have some familiar faces that are on here with us, so we appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for joining us. And if you're not able to watch this live stream, live, you can always watch it later on the replay. It'll be on all of our platforms, so don't feel like you're gonna miss out or fear of missing out or anything like that.
Yeah. We got YouTube, we got Facebook. We're on all the platforms.
Yes. So thank you, Sarah, for coming on here.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yes.
It's super exciting, and I really love what you do and showcasing everyone in the building. It's super cool.
Thank you. No, I wanted to tell a little bit of how we kind of connected. Tell people we connected, because there's a lot of people I'm sure that are curious. How do I maybe get on here, or how do I, all those things, right?
Yeah.
So one of the cool things about Sarah is that she was super supportive when I hosted a market here with Faith, Shop Local.
Yeah.
And she was sharing the things, she was showing the love, and I was just like, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Because as y'all know, Sarah is not a Latina, if you can't tell.
I'm a white girl.
And so the fact that she was sharing Latina Day market, it just really, those are my people, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're my people in the sense that, because you just want to show and share the love. And so that's just one of the ways we connected. And I told her, I said, I really appreciate you showing me some love. Let me show you some love.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what you
We're
do.
just loving on each other.
Exactly.
Yeah, and Latino Day was like, that event was so wonderful, and I mean, honestly, you could just feel the love in the building. Everyone was super happy, and you did such a great job with that event.
Oh, I appreciate it.
It was huge. It brought in so much business for everybody, and it filled this building like literally full to the brim.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah.
It was nerve-wracking, obviously, but it was really cool.
You killed it.
Right, I appreciate it. But enough about me. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about some of the things what makes Sarah Bobby, right?
Yeah, so I mean, Sarah Bobby, I am a tattoo artist. I've been a tattoo artist for like 3 years. And I've owned this space for about a year and a couple of months now. So, but basically what makes me, I guess, what were we saying earlier, like 3 descriptive words that describe me, right?
Words that describe you.
I would definitely say that I'm motivated, and hence me having my own space. I'm motivated. I'm a little weird.
That's okay.
And I'm extremely tall. I'm actually 6'1".
Yes.
So those are some descriptive words about me, and kind of says like who I am physically and also as a being.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, being a tattoo artist is really cool, having certain freedoms, and it's led me to this really great space, and led me to you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So I had kind of confessed to you that I have like tattoo-less.
Oh my gosh, you're a tattoo virgin.
I'm a tattoo virgin.
Oh, no.
I've never had a tattoo.
It's okay.
And I told her at this point, I feel like I'm a little bit of a unicorn, because I feel like everybody has a tattoo.
I admire it. That's something that I admire. And especially if it's like a decision that certain people make to not have tattoos, I think that's wonderful, because nowadays everybody has.
Yes.
It's kind of
But then
cool.
I'm kind of like, maybe I should get like a little one or something.
That'll be our next live stream.
Yeah, maybe like
FaceTime. No, I'm joking.
No. My mother would kill me.
I know.
Maybe like I gotta do it like on something special, like something super, like a special day, maybe like an anniversary type thing or something. Or my birthday. My birthday is coming up, but I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready just yet.
The coolest thing though is as soon as you find out that it doesn't kill you, you're gonna want to get stoned.
I know. That's what I hear. They're always saying that, like, that it's addictive.
It is. It is. I mean, I think I was just talking to the baristas up front, and Jessica asked me how many tattoos I have, and I counted, and I have upwards to 30 tattoos.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and it started at
And
17.
you don't really look
I
like
know.
you do.
Yeah, I don't have them in predominant areas, but I do have a full sleeve on my right arm, and my legs are
Okay.
getting worked on right now. And I do have the back of my head tattoo.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So
So I had an undercut whenever I first moved to Houston. I come from Arkansas, so when I
Yeah.
moved to Houston, the heat was something that I could not handle.
yeah.
So I actually had half of my hair shaved off because I was just getting so sweaty.
Yeah,
And
so
I had like hair like yours, like it was long and
Yeah.
down to here and heavy. And so we shaved off half of it, and one of the artists was like, "Do you want to get your head tattooed?" And I was like, "Don't play." And he was like, "You don't play." And I was like, "Okay." So like the next week, I got my head tattooed, and it is. I got an eye basically on the back of my head, but I always forget to count that one. So this morning, I actually remembered to count that one when I got to my 30s. So
Okay, that's pretty cool.
yeah.
So tell us a little bit about like you know, being a tattoo artist is very unique. That's not technically something somebody's like, hey, I want to grow up to be a tattoo artist. But you are also an artist.
Yes.
So
yes.
was that part of your vision as a kid?
So as a kid, it's really funny. Growing up, I had a subscription to Architectural Digest because
Oh,
I
wow.
really wanted to be an architect. I
Oh.
wanted to design buildings and do like weird, similar things to like what's going on in this building. It's just like the cool shipping containers with the spiral staircases and like just making weird, funky things. And I was really inspired by that. And then I realized I wasn't very good at math, so I dropped that dream. But I've always drawn, and like ever since I was, before I could even write, I was coloring and coloring books and everything. So I was like, okay, let's go to visual art, or maybe be an art teacher. So I had all of those dreams, and not until high school, when friends, I would actually draw on people with Sharpies for
You were
like,
that friend.
I was that friend that people would go home, their parents would be mad, oh my gosh, you're going to get ink poisoning, and I'm the one that drew the tattoo on them. But people would pay me like $5 or give me like a Snickers bar or like just like give me like some of their
Okay.
lunch, or I don't know. I would just like be incentivized to draw on them. And then people were like, you should do this. You should be a tattoo artist. And I was like, I don't know. I don't think I could make money.
Yeah.
I don't think I could make a living being a tattoo artist. I mean, so I was like, no, I'll just be an art teacher. No, I'll do this. And I kind of put it off for a long time until I traveled down here to Texas, and the tattoo industry was so welcoming. I found an apprenticeship and kind of went with it.
Yeah.
So I
And
mean,
that's how you're here now.
that's how I'm here now. So it's really cool how I had a lot of people believe in me for this dream, and I didn't believe until I realized that I could actually make it.
Yeah. And I think, you know, as women in general, I think we always try to take the safe route.
That's totally what it was. Like I wanted something with like benefits. I wanted something with like a stable income that's like mapped out for me.
Right.
And it was definitely that kind of like we search for that stability.
That stability.
Women. Yeah.
And also, sometimes I think we just get ingrained by our upbringing or our surroundings, right? You have to have that because that's the only way you can survive.
Yeah, truly.
Which is it is beneficial to have, you know, those luxuries of insurance and a stable income and all of that.
Yeah.
But it's also sometimes not as rewarding.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been there.
Yeah.
And I know you have as well.
Yes, absolutely.
You've worked jobs that you
Yes,
hated.
yeah. I was selling furniture for 5 years, in between learning how to tattoo, I did find that stable job with the benefits, and I was in it for like 5 years until they let me go, and then I finally delved back into my dream again. And it's just something about like there was like a fear, like an imposter syndrome at the beginning that I've definitely completely let go of. Also, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about how the tattoo industry, when, you know, as growing up for myself, I always seen men in the tattoo industry, right? You know, there are men that tend to frequent these places as well. And so as a woman, there's a lot of, I'm sure, struggles and bias, right? Gender bias.
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about that. How did you're not a woman, but you're also a very tall woman, right?
Yeah.
And that can be sometimes intimidating
It was.
for men.
Worked to my advantage sometimes.
Oh,
but
okay.
hey. But yeah, I think I'm entering the tattoo industry. Whenever I was looking for my apprenticeship, I was very young. I was like 20, 21. And I was a little blindsided as far as those biases could come. So whenever I was hit with it, I was hit hard. And I wasn't really prepared for it necessarily. The different judgments that I would face, or the different kind of just like
Maybe like lack of what is it? Lack of assurance or those types of things.
There was like it was always kind of what if, or I would be put into a box of people expecting me to not make it just right off the bat. It's like, oh, you're a girl, you've got to be tough, you've got to have like tough skin in order to make it. But I never really grew that tough skin necessarily. I've stayed pretty soft through it all, and I think that's one of the gender biases, is that like all of the men in the industry, they make it seem like, well, it is very tough. It's body modifications. Yes,
right.
We're permanently scarring people's skin, and it is a respected industry that's been built up for many years, and a lot of men were a part of it, but women were also a part of it too. And that's the thing that I think I am really trying to hone in on, is that women in the industry, while we do face all of these struggles, we've been there from the beginning, which is the really like the coolest part. I mean, there's female tattoo artists from like early 1900s.
Really?
Yeah, that basically they would start off maybe in like burlesque or some sort of like different avenue that wouldn't be necessarily, like we were saying, a stable avenue of like being a housewife or whatever. They would be like burlesque dancers, or they would be a part of the like prohibition later on. There would be women that were kind of off underground in the shadows, but they built up the industry with the men, but they didn't get the recognition that they deserved because they were so far and few in between. So nowadays, I feel like women in the industry are still kind of being looked at as these unicorns, which is so funny to me, because I mean, tattooing today wouldn't be what it is without the women that were there to build it up. So
Right.
I do still get like, wow, you're the first female that's tattooed me, and I think that's wild. But I think it's just a numbers game at that point, and we're growing in numbers, and I like to be a part of that. I'm not a trailblazer by any means,
Right.
but
Maybe not right now, but maybe
later.
goals.
Maybe later. I have some goals of my main goal, basically, though, like I said, is to kind of break down that hardness that a lot of the men in the industry do like to. They like to stay hard and tough.
Yeah.
And I want to be more of a soft, like welcoming entity to bring people in that way.
Yeah. And I definitely want to talk more about that, because I know that you create some really cool spaces. So we're going to go on a quick sponsor break, because if y'all don't know that we do have sponsors, and this is one of the ways that we're able to do this platform and able to grow as well. So here is a message from our sponsors here in a second. Give me just a second. I know this is taking forever, but
Oh
I
no,
promise.
that's so cool. I love watching this. This is so high tech.
Do you own a small business and need help with tax info, bookkeeping, LLC filing? Texas Premium Financial can do this and more. Joanna Lopez has the knowledge and expertise to make sure you're making all the right moves for your business. Call today at 832-990-0403 or book an appointment online.
Thank you so much to our sponsors. We really appreciate Texas Premium Financial Services. If you ever have any questions or want to know how to contact them, send me a DM and I'll send you their link or information. But they're great. They were also one of our guests as well on this platform. But let's talk more about those safe spaces that you have been creating. So when me and you kind of chatted previously, you talked about you creating the safe space for people to come in to your studio and not feel any sense of like judgment, or you really are creating that space for your clients. And that's something that I really admired about you, because I think in an industry like the tattoo industry, which I know very little about. But what I do know is that it is male dominated. And so we feel like we have to replicate
Yeah.
those environments
Yes.
versus creating new ones.
Yes, yeah, and so that's definitely my main goal, is creating that new line. I want to be more welcoming to individuals that have never been tattooed, to queer folk, and to women, and I mean, even men have come into my shop and have said that they felt more safe and welcome than they have in other studios. So it's not necessarily just women and queer folk. It's just, I want everyone to feel safe and welcome and not judged. Or I have people come in and apologize for the tattoo ideas that they have, and I just think that's so sad. I'm like, that's a tattoo you want. And I think that's special. You shouldn't apologize for that.
Right.
But that comes in with that like hard and judgment-filled kind of industry that I really want to break that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to make people feel like your little crescent moon tattoo is valid, and
Yes.
I'll do it.
yes, I love that. So I do see a comment coming here. Oh, from one of our sponsors. Hi, yes, the amount of women in the industry is growing.
Yes,
yes,
we are growing. I love to be a part of it.
We appreciate that. Y'all, if y'all have any questions, please comment on any of the platforms that you are watching from. So if you're on Instagram, definitely comment, and we can see them as they're coming through live, so we can reply to them as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask a fun question, though.
Yeah, let's do it.
So, celebrity-wise, who would you love to tattoo celebrity-wise?
Okay, so I contemplated this so much, but I would really love to tattoo Paul Rudd.
Oh, yes. I love
Just because I love him so much.
Does he
and
have
I just
any
think,
tattoos?
I don't know. I really don't know. I was just
I
watching,
really feel like we need to tag him.
Yeah.
And tell him.
Paul Rudd, if you're watching this.
If you ever, this comes across your For You page or whatever.
No,
yeah.
I've been obsessed with him, everything that he does, and I just watched like his interview on Hot Ones where they eat like the chicken wings, and he is just like so sweet, and I would just love to just like give him like a little tattoo and just like be in his presence for however long
maybe like
I could.
a little ant or something
from
like Ant-Man.
Yeah, an Ant-Man tattoo. Like, yeah, that would be one of the few famous people that I would love to tattoo.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Yeah.
I like that choice because I'm a huge Paul Rudd fan.
He's just so cute.
I agree. I have to agree. He's pretty attractive.
Yeah.
So as you've gone through this journey, what are some things that you wish you would have known then that you know now?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so one thing that I wish that I had knew when I first started my journey as a tattoo artist is to not take everything so seriously and to stay true to myself, to hold true to the respect that I feel that I deserve as well. So that kind of is like coming into the gender roles and everything where that comes from, but also just like I feel like back then I didn't have the same beliefs. Like I didn't believe in myself as much as I do now. So I wish I told myself back then, like, you can believe in yourself and it's okay. Like it's okay to feel that you need to really just dig deep and hold steady to who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I definitely faltered when I was younger, just trying to fit into those little like cookie cutter like things. And it's like, you don't have to.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think
so
that's great.
One thing that I wish I knew.
I think that's great advice to just also any young women out there that are looking to just go into unknown spaces as well.
Absolutely.
There's so many young women that I feel like are getting an opportunity to even think outside that box.
Mm-hmm.
And so we kind of have to, we have to be sometimes the guides as well and just say, hey, just like, it's okay. You can be you.
Yeah.
And it's okay. You can do whatever you want in your own capacity.
Yeah.
There was another question I wanted to ask you is also regarding your business. You have your own studio now, but I mean, do you have bigger goals for yourself, or is this kind of like this is a topper and you're just trying to build on? Or
I think honestly, this is kind of the topper. Like this is I've I think I've created the space, and I've gone to this venture and this route of having my own space. Not necessarily it spoiled me, but it's definitely spoiled me, and I don't foresee like growing into like a bigger business necessarily. I really like that. I think that kind of plays into the safe space a little bit. Is just having be myself, and then my apprentice Julian. They are also, they're learning how to tattoo, and I really just want it to be just us. Julian's non-binary, and they really are a hard worker, and I feel like we have such a good dynamic that it is read well for my clients.
Yeah.
So I think having just us, this space, and really building the community around us, and just being here
Yeah.
is my main goal.
And that's what I love also about what you do is you really want to bring in that community. You want to bring people together.
Yeah.
One of the things also you had mentioned that you had other people that you kind of look up to or wanted to shout out
Yes. So
they're female tattoo
yeah,
artists.
yeah. There's so many female tattoo artists here in Houston that I absolutely admire. And I mean, I can't even begin to. Just so many. I worked a little bit at Houston Heights Tattoo, and that's a woman-owned shop.
Oh, okay.
Miranda Quinn is a tattoo artist that owns it, and she does a beautiful job curating that space as well. And there's Shannon who works there. She's also a tattoo artist. They just hired a new tattoo artist, Haley. And there's just like in Houston, there's a whole amalgamation of female tattoo artists, and we're just growing in numbers. We're growing stronger. So that's just a few that I've worked with. There's also Megan. Her handle on Instagram is Venice Tattoos. There's Sedella, who's also a tattoo artist here in Houston. There's just so many females here in Houston that I can't even there's so many more that I could even speak on that I'm able to talk to and speak with, and they build me up and vice versa. And it's just really nice to have strong women constantly surrounding me. And also queer tattoo artists surrounding me as well. That's like just having this this industry being so welcoming here in Houston is super, super gratifying.
Yeah, especially considering you're not a native Houstonian.
No, yeah, I'm actually from Arkansas. I've been here for 10 years, so I feel like
you kind of earned.
Yeah. I'm a Houstonian.
Yeah,
come on.
for
Yeah,
sure.
no, but I'm definitely not from here. I haven't been here, so I don't have like the deep roots necessarily, but I've been welcomed in so much that it doesn't falter me. It doesn't faze me. It's I feel welcomed and at home here. Houston is my home.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love that
Yeah.
because that's great. And I'm glad that you were able to share some of those names and people because we need to know that there are some people out there that are out there.
Oh my gosh, and Meg works in the building, is also a tattoo artist.
Oh, okay.
That's female
Meg.
tattoo artist.
There's more than one female tattoo artist in this building.
Yes, it's myself and Meg. Meg has a Shipping Containers, very private studio, and is also in the building.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
She's been tattooing for like 15 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
awesome.
That's awesome. I'm glad we got to share that as well. If y'all have any questions, please definitely chime them in. We will answer them as quickly as possible. I don't see any questions coming in, but if y'all have any questions, please bring them on. If not, you can also DM her. She's open to DMs and getting some questions about what she does or the industry that she's in. As far as your business, are there some things that like you? I'm gonna make sure I frame this question correctly. But are there some things that you kind of are? I'm sorry. Let's scratch that. As far as you being an artist and also a business owner, are there some things that you would have done differently, maybe, or do you have? I guess not necessarily a regrets question, but
That's a great question. I honestly, I don't think necessarily I have any regrets as far as how I got here. I feel like all the decisions that I've made in life have led me to this spot. It's almost like divine energy, almost, whatever you want to call it. But I've definitely had some hiccups on my way here. but those hiccups led me to
Right.
where I am. So, I mean, not necessarily regrets, more so like life lessons that I've learned and grown from,
Yeah.
I guess you could say.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I can relate to that.
Oh my
because-
gosh, right? I mean, you can only grow. I mean, like, I think there was a Dolly Parton interview where it's like, I mean, I've already been down to the very bottom.
Yeah.
There's nothing that I have to lose.
Right.
So I feel like me just being in this position right now is just like
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't be happier.
Yeah. So for y'all out there that are interested in maybe stopping by her studio and checking it out, it is located here in the Cameron Ironworks building on 711 Milby Street. What's your suite number?
Unit 23, and I do walk-in tattoos on Fridays and Saturdays.
Oh, okay.
I usually post if there's going to be any schedule changes to my Instagram. But yeah, Julian and I are just sitting in there on Fridays and Saturdays ready to come see and get you guys tattooed up.
Awesome. Also, we will be sharing on Instagram a little bit of her studio sneak peek behind the scenes. So if you want to check that out, please do so. We'll be sharing it on the stories on Let's Vamonos. But if I don't see any questions coming through, no worries. We just are here to. I mean, we could chat here all day, pretty much. I could at least.
We're vibing.
Yeah,
So
but we're so glad that we were able to share Sarah Bobby. Oh, let's talk. Let's share how you got Sarah Bobby.
Oh my gosh, that is a funny story. Okay, yes.
So
okay,
if you're thinking how she got it, you're probably right.
Yes, yeah, it is like Ricky Bobby from Talladega Nights. So whenever my first day on the job, so whenever you're becoming an apprentice, you kind of go into a studio and they tell you if you get accepted on, it can be as vague as, yeah, just come in and draw with us tomorrow or just come hang out at the studios. So that's what I did. I walked in, I had my sketchbook, I hung around the shop, I like introduced myself to everyone, and then the guy that I was going to work under, Christopher, he was tattooing. I asked the other apprentice, I was like, what should I be doing? And he was like, you should be watching. So I watched him tattoo. But then when he was done, I was kind of standing off to the side and he broke down his station and then he got on his phone and was standing there and there was just silence. And it was so
silence.
awkward. It was so awkward. So I was like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. And literally what came to my mind was the scene from Talladega Nights when Ricky Bobby's being interviewed after his first race. And he just like has his hands like slowly coming up into the frame. He's like, I don't know what to do with my hands. So I walked up to my boss and I did that. I was like, boss, I don't know what to do with my hands. And it immediately broke the ice. He was like, was that a Talladega Nights reference? And I was like, yes. And he was like, your name's Sarah Bobby from now on. You're just like Ricky Bobby. So first day on the job that I got that name and I stuck with it.
Yeah,
So,
I think it fits.
It
It definitely fits.
I definitely have, I drink 2 Mountain Dews a month just to stay on par with the white trash theme. No, I'm joking.
Oh my God, that's
Yeah.
funny.
No, but it's a fun name. It's something that I've stuck with, and it's just got a nice ring to it. So
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I didn't know about the Mountain Dew thing. Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, we actually got a comment come in while we're chatting it up. It says, in an industry where bullying apprentices is disguised as part of earning their stripes,
Oh, hazing. Yeah.
how do you hope to change the narrative around that kind of toxicity?
Ooh, hazing apprenticeships. So I do have to say I was very lucky with my apprenticeship. I had barely any hazing. I think most of the hazing was kind of like under the radar as far as like dealing with the misogyny. Like you said, that's most of the hazing. But I think one time they made me drink a 2-liter thing of soda and ate a jar of pickles because nobody ate the pickles at the cookout. That's the worst hazing that I got.
Oh, wow.
But I have heard of some horrible things as far as just like coming up and kind of like just giving the apprentices like more so degrading them in like a fraternity style kind of like hazing, like, which is a form of entertainment. I get it, boys will be boys. Sometimes it's like consensual,
Right.
and you can only do so much for that. But as far as myself, Julian, I have taken their apprenticeship and I've kind of built it up in a different aspect. I've really just like discarded all the play and we've really broken down, like gotten the business, and I really want them to learn. So it's
Right.
not necessarily been the most fun apprenticeship as far as that could go, but I'm breaking down that toxicity and I'm really just trying to curate and nurture
Yeah.
their brain and make sure that they're learning the most that they can.
And I think, I think there's always a way to, in the workforce that I've been in, I think there's always a good way to kind of do some bonding to some extent.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not always, like, hazing can be done in a different way,
Exactly.
right? It can always, it's about bonding, right?
Yeah.
It's about creating this environment where, we all know this one joke,
Yeah.
or we all laugh about that one time or whatever, but at the same time, there's healthier ways to go about
Exactly. And I definitely don't use any like degrading talk or anything like that, which has been done, and that comes with the like boys will be boys mentality of like they'll say like call each other like stupid and like all this other stuff, and I just don't like that. It's the soft mentality, the soft environment that I'm trying to keep.
You say soft, but I just call it like, to me, like respectful,
soft, interchangeable.
But I get what you mean. Because I think there's just some people that have that view of like, oh well, you got to be kind of tough on those people. Thank you for that question. Donuts. It was Donut Spice on
Dana
on IG. So thank you so much for that. We really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Any last words to anybody out there watching that? Just some words of advice or wisdom or anything that you would like to leave as a motivational for anybody watching this?
I definitely would like to say anyone that wants to enter the tattoo industry, one thing that I would say as far as like reaching out to tattoo artists and getting involved in the industry, be respectful and mindful that we are humans too. Whenever you do approach it, make sure you have a portfolio, make sure you draw every day and showcase that, and put yourself out there. Just get that book in your hands and go up to each shop. And that's how I did it. I was shot down probably a good 20, 25 times before I got my spot. So you really have to just kind of like take it each day. And if you're motivated, you'll be able to get there.
Yeah, and a no doesn't mean that there won't be a yes later.
Exactly. What's the worst people can say is no. How's that gonna hurt?
Exactly. Well, thank you so much for that, Sarah. We really are so glad that we had you on the Pink Couch to tell a little bit about what you do. As y'all know, here at Let's Vamonos, we are not Latina only. We are here for open to all walks of life, but we're here also for people that want to support the community.
Yes.
And support Let's Vamonos community as well. So we really appreciate that. And so if you're ever interested or curious about getting on this couch, support us. That's the easiest way, honestly.
Easy peasy.
Just support us, and we will definitely be able to connect that way.
Yeah.
So as always, guys, thank y'all so much for the love and support, and let's vamonos. Bye.
To subscribe and follow so you don't miss our next episode. Thank you to our sponsors for all the love and support.
I got these goals.